Hi, my name is Nate Berg with Scene Cleaning in Minneapolis. I was asked by St. Louis Park Fire Department and Care Resources if I could put together a couple videos specifically geared towards the long-term care facilities or nursing homes in the Minneapolis area regarding donning and doffing of PPE. So I'm going to make a couple videos today going over the gloves, gowns, masks, and face shields. But I'm going to start out with gloves. So the current Minnesota Department of Health guidelines are requiring that you use a pump of hand sanitizer prior to putting on your gloves or donning your gloves. So I'll start out with my pump of hand sanitizer. And I want to also mention while I'm doing this, make sure when you use hand sanitizer that you're allowing the product to stay wet as long as it needs to. The active ingredient in most hand sanitizers is alcohol and requires a certain amount of dwell time to kill off the contaminants in your hands. If you're forcing your hands to dry, whether you're using a towel or wiping it on your shirt or your pants, you're decreasing that dwell time and decreasing the effectiveness of the hand sanitizer. So make sure you let it dry naturally. So when you're putting on a pair of gloves or donning a pair of gloves, pretty straightforward, no fancy techniques needed. Gloves on. Now it comes time to doffing your gloves or removing your gloves. This is where you need to take a little bit extra time, make sure you're doing it right to prevent cross-contamination, either by touching your skin, if you have an exposed skin, or taking off gloves abruptly and flinging contaminants across the room. So what I like to do is I usually start with removing my glove hand on my right side. So I'll take my thumb and my pointer finger on my left hand and I'll pinch the cuff of the glove. See that? I'm pinching it, I'm pulling it away from my wrist and my skin. Then I'll take my middle finger and I'll poke it through the glove so it sticks out the backside. Again, I'm pinching, I'm taking my middle finger and I'm poking it through. Now, I slowly pull the glove forward and away from my body, but I'm careful not to fling that glove or fling contaminants across the room. So I'm taking that glove I just stuck in my right hand and now I'm balling it up in my left hand that still has my glove. So when I remove doff my left hand, it's going to include the glove from my right hand. So when you remove the opposite hand, this is where it gets a little bit trickier because you can't pinch and pull away. You want to not touch the exterior of the other glove. So you're going to take a finger and slide it under the cuff, sometimes two. Now I'm kind of doing the same thing as before where I was pinching. Now I'm pulling it away and I'm doing the same thing, pulling it off my hand. Notice how my other glove that I already took off is inside this glove. Okay, and I'm pulling it away from my hand. I'm now able to touch the inside of the glove, but I'm not touching the outside. Dispose of the glove. And the very first thing you should always do when you remove a pair of gloves, especially if you have other PPE on before you remove eye goggles or anything, is wash your hands. Preferred method is soap and water, but if that's not available, you can always use the hand sanitizer.